Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Blue, with me, your host, John Garcia, who just found some iron on the table. Since last time I went back, healed up, and cleared some space in my inventory, here's my party. I think I'm gonna lead with Indiana, because Indiana can take anything, because Indiana's awesome. And here's the boss of Team Rocket. Today I want to talk about, besides talking about, fighting Pokemon and all that stuff that I usually do, about nostalgia. Now, this game and a lot of its supporters, it's because it's a very 90s game. This game came out of the late 90s when people like me who were born, I was born 1990, my brother was born 88, stuff like that. When we were kids, we play this stuff. Wow, really? A Rhyhorn too? I'm gonna give Smitty some time to shine. Because really, with these Pokemon being quad weak to grass and water, you don't want to have more than one Pokemon with the same quad weakness. Or the same type, really. If you'll notice, none of my Pokemon are the same type, except for, what is it? Vinterisa and what's her face? Johnson is not a female, but whatever. A Kangaskhan? Oh, whatever. I'll just go with Smitty still. Why not, Smitty? Smitty, you can do it. All right, Smitty. Comet Punch. Ouch. Anyway, nostalgia. As I was saying, or I think I was saying, whatever, talking, that's good, I'm good at that. Anyway, so a lot of people will defend the first generation, that's what we call Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, the first few games to come out, in the United States at least. They call them, they say like they were the best Pokemon games. First of all, look at that sprite of Kangaskhan. That is ugly as sin, I tell you what. The thing is that, oh, gonna use Rage on me. Thing is, when they use Rage, they're stuck in a loop. They can only use Rage. But every time I use an attack against them, their attack rises. But the thing is, since I have Wrap, Kangaskhan is never going to attack me again. But here's the thing. Pokemon Red and Blue are not the best Pokemon games. In my opinion, the Pokemon games have only gotten better with each generation. There are some things, like Generation 4, some of the games, I'm not that big of a fan of. Or, stuff like that. Like, I think, in some cases, it's not a rule that Pokemon games are always getting better. But my problem is that a lot of people say, basically, that it's a rule that the Pokemon games are always getting worse. Because they're like, oh, you introducing new Pokemon? Like, looking at some of the newer Pokemon, like, oh, only the original 150 were great, or 151, or whatever. And they say things like, like, oh, look, it's stupid, that Pokemon's based on a ice cream cone. It's like, what about, some of these Pokemon are really dumb. I mean, when we get to, seeing these Pokemon in the wild, I'll point out crappy designs. Because Pidgey is a bird. Like, nothing, not a distinct bird. It's just it's a pigeon. I mean, come on. Like, really, I mean, there are some really good character designs in first generation Pokemon. But then there are some really bad ones. I like all of mine in my party right now. Well, actually, I mean, Fearo's not that distinct. Just a bird. It's not that special. Wow, Boss Rocket was a lot easier than I remember. But yeah, that's the thing. We like these things from when we were kids, generally, because, I mean, now, in some cases, things can have been better when we were kids. But we like this stuff better from when we were kids because we were kids. I already beat that guy off screen, and that opened up this thing so that I don't have to go through the swirly puzzle of death. We like these things better because we were kids and we didn't know any better. We were like, oh, I have to like this thing because I'm a stupid kid. No, don't give me that baloney. The thing is, it's just because we were dumb kids and we didn't know any better to know when stuff was bad. There are plenty of bad things about this game, not least of all the item problem where I can only have 20 items. And here's the thing, like I just got that Sylph Scope, necessary for the next dungeon, and I can't ever get rid of it, except for by storing it in the PC. Same with the lift key from this last place. I need it to get through the rocket base in Celadon City, but I have to get rid of it, and that's just poor game design in my opinion. I mean, when you're gonna, it's fine to limit inventory. That can be a good strategy thing, but to limit inventory and include key items in that is just lazy and sloppy. Anyway, we now have the Sylph Scope, which means we're gonna have to which means we can go through Lavender Tower, which is the creepiest place in the game, really. This creepy music. There are spirits up to mischief. I think there's someone down here who says something funny. This is a graveyard, by the way. This is scary stuff. Did I come to pay respects? Bless me. Yeah, I didn't sneeze. I thought there was someone around here who said something really weird. Maybe it was just some memory I have. Somewhere around here, someone says, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And then if you say no, they say, "Then what's that behind you?" And I'm like, "Ugh!" Anyway, here's Train here, just being a jerk with his Pokemon. Now, there's a theory, because last time we fought him, he had a Raticate, and this time, he does not have a Raticate in his party, even though, if you look, he only has 5 Pokemon in his party. Also, I like how the sprites for him change each time. I mean, this game doesn't have that good of sprite work. You know, like, Pidgeotto looks really fat. But you know, I like how they at least give your rival some different sprites. But there's a theory that because he's here like at a place with basically like a funeral home, and he says like, "What are you doing here? Your Pokemon aren't dead." There's a theory that, well, maybe one of his Pokemon died, and there's a theory that his Raticate died, which is very sad, and I hope isn't true. Oh, Gyarados. Oh dear, Gyarados. That's what evolves from Magikarp. That's scary. It's strong, but it's water and flying type. Both of those types being weak to electricity, meaning Thunderbolt always destroys it. Yeah. But the thing is, this game is very unbalanced. As I was saying with the whole nostalgia thing, and there's a lot of things like that. Like, I think that like people say that, oh, cartoons were way better when I was a kid. Of course they were better when you were a kid. You were a kid. I mean, I agree that some cartoons are way better, but like, look at recent cartoons. Like, we've got Phineas and Ferb, and a few years ago, Avatar. I mean, Avatar is probably my favorite cartoon series. Thinking like, I mean, obviously I have to think about it more, but that's recent. That's like '06, and like back then, back in the day when I was a kid, there were still bad cartoon series. There were things like I'm thinking. Let's just keep spinning out for this one. There were things like Real Monsters and Cat Dog. Did anyone actually like Cat Dog? Because if so, what is wrong with you? Cat Dog's terrible. That was a stupid show. I mean, come on. You know, the thing is, like, you can say some stuff was better. Like, I think, I think that, some, you know, I'm trying to think of an example, but it's really not. Oh, for example, Race Relations was better, like, immediately after Reconstruction, or, oh, wait, what is he sending out? I didn't even see. Oh, probably Ivysaur. Okay. Like, Race Relations were better immediately post-Reconstruction, or immediately post-Civil Rights than they are now. Or things like that, or the economy was better, you know. The economy was better 10 years ago, obviously. Off-screen, Onibi learned Confuse Ray, and I just got rid of Roar for it, because I'm never going to use Roar. And Confuse Ray automatically confuses your opponent. Very good status. When you're confused, you have a 50% chance of hitting yourself, which, you know, it's not, like, reliable, but it can be a good, annoying tactic, and Onibi doesn't have that great of a move pool. Let's just take Ivysaur out with a quick attack. Yeah, Ivysaur, But, you know, like, think of, like, if you think the 90s were better, which most people, watching this around my age group, so you're gonna say that kind of thing. The clothes? Terrible! There were things like the Columbia disaster and all that. I mean, come on. Anyway, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Blue, we're going to, fight the rest of this place. We're gonna fight through Lavender Tower. See you then.